Hello, hello, hello. Finally, there was a little hesitation on my software to be able to start this live stream. So, I wonder what is happening that I don't see it starting yet. Oh, yes, I see that the game is live. That's good, great. A big relief. But what is the problem that I don't see anything happening in? All right, I'm trying to see. Yes, finally. Sorry guys, the technical difficulties. I'm a very brand new of these, and I have problems. So, the premise here at let's go. Okay. So what is it that we're gonna be doing? We're gonna start a new playthrough, and gonna show you how the recommendations start at the level of how to start a new game. All right. So let me. When you do the new game, let's play normal. 1 minute that I have here. Still a little bit of okay. So I already have my character, right? Let's call this, I don't know. And the seed, I always recommend people to use a memorable seed so that you can share with your friends, or you can go back to a map that you like because it had something interesting in it. And all right, so I think that this is good enough. I have absolutely no clue of what this map is gonna look like, but let's just start, right? Okay, let's set a couple of rules. I'm gonna be having a little bit of breaks about every 20 minutes of about 1 minute. We cannot do that. One moment. So the first thing that you do is to click on V to wave at the mouse. Of course, that doesn't have any gameplay consequences, but it puts you in character, you know? It is, I believe, psychologically pleasing to, with regards to how to do the game. Yeah, with regards to how to do the game. And oh, I have a problem with my setup. I think that people are I am still trying to solve the technical issue. This always happens. Very unfortunate, but that's the way it is. Still solving the issue that I cannot continue. For a few more seconds here. Okay, we're getting closer. All right, finally, I think I can move on. Yes, so the first thing that we had to do that is gameplay important is to pick the Jotun blood from the stores where we have it. I still have a problem. Okay. That's better now. Okay, the first thing that we had to do is to pick up the Jotun blood. The Jotun blood, I think I did a rolling by mistake. I don't know. I actually don't know how to do rolling. Be as it may. I checked the meaning of the word Jotun, and it is from the Norse mythology, and it's meant to mean giant. So we had the blood of giants. I don't know if you guys have watched the movie Jurassic Park. If you remember, in Jurassic Park, supposedly the way that they got the DNA from the dinosaurs was because of fossilized amber. And you know that amber is the resin of trees, the sap of trees, I think. Fossilized, like very dry. So like the Jotun blood is like the sap of giants, fossilized or very, very, very dry. What are we? The thing that we're doing is explore along the shore a little bit. One important thing for the gameplay is that the shores have easy to collect resources that renew because, for example, these reeds that I am harvesting right now, some of them, I don't know if in the same place or in different places, but in general, they're gonna respawn after a while. So the resources in the shore of driftwood and reeds are, in a sense, renewable. So it's a good idea to have a knowledge of the shore because very probably you want to have your encampment close to the shore. Other things equally is better. And the other thing that I'm doing is to collect aggressively all the stones that I see because I want to make blades with them, and the blades are the thing that you need to do tools. And if you take a look, I'm not collecting aggressively anything else. So I'm just exploring and chilling a little bit. One bit of for knowledge that I'm gonna tell you is that you can take your time to decide where to build your encampment. There is no urgency. I have friends who try to, for example, rush to build an encampment so that they can collect fish at a lake before the end of spring because you know the fish at lake gives you 5 fillets. I don't think that is necessary. Like there are other ways to procure the early things, and your encampment can do perfectly fine without a fish either from the sea or a lake. I am not particularly good at multitasking, so I'm gonna be sometimes a little confused and changing my mind about things. Yes, one important thing, because there were technical difficulties, we are getting too much into the material without setting the ground rules. Every 20 minutes or so, I intend to pause, to take a break of about at least 1 minute. That will give you, the people watching, and myself the opportunity to drink water, do whatever it is that we need to do, and so on. And I think that 20 minutes is a reasonable time span. And what I'm gonna do when I take those breaks is obviously to leave the screen like this in a paused state of the game. And during that minute, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. When I come back, I will explain to you what is it that we intend to do in the next 20 minutes. Because I didn't do it a moment ago, now I'm gonna do it. So let me bring on the pause, right? A minute should elapse, but because we're doing this out of synchronization, let's end earlier. And what is it that we're gonna be doing in this first slot of time? We are going to talk about the game itself, why I like it, why I think people might like it, the rules of how we're going to be doing the live streams, because this is just the beginning of a playthrough, right? So in principle, we're going to have a series that will continue next Sunday. Today, I expect that most of the viewers are going to be catching up because it is new, right? So you can catch up either today or at times. See, if you're not interested in knowing me or knowing why I like the game or any of those things, then you can skip ahead to the next break. That being said, now let me tell you why I like the game. So the reason why I like the game a lot is that it is procedurally generated. That means that there is a random seed that governs how the game is going to be generated, and that random seed produces the map and all the important things. Now, please look at what I am doing. The thatch, the game tells you that the left click is to use, and the left shift and left click is to harvest, right? So what happens when you harvest thatch? That it becomes fibers. And see that this is 9, right? As soon as I click, shift click here, it's gonna be 10. And since we are here in the inventory, also look that I have the well-fed bonus. That is because my dial for food is more than 3/4 complete. This tells you the different base stats, and it tells you that we don't have proficiency at anything like an experience multiplier or anything except close to a star of melee combat experience, but we are at 0. So that means that in principle we grow fast on the, well, not fast. You have a little bit of a multiplier for growing the melee combat statistic. It's small, but you have some, and you are at 0. So I think that it's a good idea to kill easy to kill monsters early in the game, so that you boost up that statistic, because it's gonna be helpful. Yeah. So we're gonna do the pickaxe, because unlike this Jotun blood shard that is larger, you see the difference. This is smaller and this is larger. I cannot harvest this with a tier 1 tool that I have, but I can harvest this. And when I am around, exploring around, if I see easy to collect Jotun blood, I just go and collect it. And the collection is, you just follow the direction that the game tells you to hold whatever key you use to collect in PCs. That's gonna be the R key. And this large rock, I can only carry large stuff once at a time. That's the thing here in the inventory. Of course, I'm not gonna be carrying that around, but in principle, I'm gonna come back eventually to harvest these things. So I think it is a good idea to leave that one rock next to the bigger one that I cannot harvest now, because I might come back. All right, we have the first challenge here. That thing that I'm looking at right now, I know it is a wolfar den, but to make it so that the map marks it as a proper wolfar den, I'm going to approach it. But I don't want to engage the wolfars. It will be pointless, because even if I can kill them, I cannot collect the resources that they might give, because that would just slow me down. I have more important things to keep in my inventory in the exploration phase. So I just disengaged. I believe that the wolfar can outrun you, which is important to know, but they are not very persistent. They don't like to go far from their wolfar den, and so you just move away from the den, and they lose interest. Okay, so I was telling you about improving the melee statistics. So I was seeking to engage these easy to kill monsters. You see the easy to kill monster there, and it is red, so that means that it wants to engage. It's engaging with me. And to maximize the number of hits, which is what I think it determines the progression of the melee statistic, I want to hit it as weakly as possible. So right now, automatically the game put the pickaxe in my hand, and I'm gonna remove it from my hand by clicking on 3 in the quick part. So you see the pickaxe is number 3 in the quick part. I click back number 3, and that toggled it out of the hand. So now I am barehanded. And again, the reason why I want to engage these little monsters barehanded is to hit them more times. Oh, that's not the right way to engage them. The right way to engage them is to either let them attack and miss, which is what I am not doing. Like that. And then you come and engage and get out of range, or to seek to engage them from a side. That was I am losing a... okay. Yeah, as you can see, you can hit twice. I am doing right click attack. Come on. Now I am letting them cause too much damage to me. I'm not playing this right. Alright. Let me try again with the third one. And they drop some resources. The resource of fiber is truly important early in the game. I'm gonna eat. And see, now I have two bonus. The well-fed is strength, and the well-hydrated is that stamina replenishes quickly. So every time that I use my fists, for example, I lose stamina. The speed at which that bar recovers is precisely what the well-hydrated bonus helps with. And the other one is general strength, so that doesn't need me to explain further than that. Alright, let's see. And again, I remind you guys that we're going to take a break about every 20 minutes. Of about 1 minute in length, so you have the opportunity to do whatever you need. Okay, so let's engage this guy from behind. That's not behind, from a side, at least a side, right? I am trying to do it right for you to show you that you don't have to spend any health points combating these guys. That I was just doing things wrong because I was a little impatient. But there is a cadence that you can maintain. Oh. And there you see. Fibers. Fibers are really important early in the game. So what is the primary objective of exploration? That will be sensibly the location of a place for you to start building your encampment, right? And what is the criteria for that? I will demonstrate what's the criteria that I use, but the top of mind criteria is to find the entrance to a cave. The reason is that you need iron, period. Not immediately in the game. Typically, my playstyle, I am very successful postponing iron to the second year, but you absolutely need it. So the settlement, you don't want to be doing something like a temporary settlement that then you abandon and go to a different place and so on. And so the primary objective of the early exploration is to find a mine. I have played as a challenge, not building the encampment next to a mine was very hard, and I didn't think that the game was any richer. That wolf bar surprised me. Where is the den? Here's their den. Okay, now I know that there is another wolf bar den there. We have already identified two. But he's not howling and he's coming back, so again, let's collect these Jotun blood. Jotun blood is a thing that allows you to call villagers, common villagers. It's like the energy needed to summon them. And collecting them like this, like filling up your inventory out of Jotun blood at the beginning, is probably the best way to start the game, right? So that's why I'm collecting them until my inventory is completely full. Let's look at the map. We are exploring new territory to us, so it is reasonable to keep carrying this rock until we put it in a place in which we are okay to let go. Alright, so let's stay here, for example. And let us. Oh, there's another one here. So I was telling you that entrance to a cave, right? I haven't seen any formation that looks like an entrance to a cave. As soon as we detect an entrance to a cave, you're gonna be able to see how they look like because they always look the same. But in the meantime, let's keep exploring. I believe that it is a valid technique for you to explore the entirety of the island, like you get the entirety of the perimeter, you go around all of the shoreline and come back to the place where you start. It's just that I think it is a little bit of an overkill and rather boring way to start the game, so I don't do that. I go. I was killing it with the big cats. I did not. But this this rock formation, if it is not a ridge, could have. No, this is just a ridge, not the entrance to a mine. So I was telling you that usually I just go inland, and it is a good idea to put a marker that goes inland to search for the entrance to a cave. The entrance to a cave, the caves can happen any place. I haven't seen any definitive pattern, but we need to find other things, not just the cave. And so I just want to go inland. And we continue doing the same thing until we are full of Jotun blood, which we're filling up quite quickly. And I forgot to scout to use the Viking radar for the purposes of resources. And you might see that your Viking radar is yellow. That's what you invoke. Oh, there is a monster there. What type of monster? Draugrs. Okay, Draugrs are stuff that I should not engage. And they're using their sword, so I had to go out of here. And again, they can outrun you. I'm not sure if the Draugrs, but whatever monster that cannot chase you, they're gonna get bored of chasing you after a short while. And see, I have been collecting mostly fibers and in this particular scenario, onions and garlic. And the reason is that onion and garlic are medicinal plants. Onion you can later cook, so I'm not gonna eat the raw onions because it's better if you cook them and eat them. But the garlic you cannot cook, well, not in the early game. So that's my primary medicine to get back full health. Let's pump, I think I need 3 garlic, right? I ate 3 garlic at the same time. The effect of the garlic that I have combines, and I believe that this is the large, yeah, the Stone Jotun Arena. I believe that there's only one of them in the map, and they have something like in the middle. They have something like an Eye of Odin, and you can summon the top boss of the game. But of course, that would be so much footer that it would be rather pointless to do it, right? I believe that, oh, look, these are Draugr fields on left, right, and center. I think that one break in about 5 minutes is reasonable, and this is another thing. It's on a special place. I don't know what it is, so I'm not... Oh no, it is not a place. It was an effect of... the sun, and what I hear shuffling around is venison. The game calls these deer pins. And I see smokers. I detest these things. They cannot hurt you directly, but they steal resources from your warehouses. They don't pick up things from the ground, but from the warehouses, and that makes them quite annoying. Okay, so let's collect one more Jotun blood, because I think that I am basically... And this produces 2, right? So now we have to do the first operation to clear up some space. We had three blades in this small item slot in our inventory. I know that they go up to 10, and small stones, as you can see, can be up to 10 too, right? But if you craft blades from small stones, you exchange them 2 by 1. That means that if every time I craft 5 blades, I am getting rid of 1 small item slot of small stones. And I'm gonna do that so that I have precisely the space to collect those Jotun blood. Let's put these next to this bigger one. And now we know that our inventory is completely full, and I think I have discovered what seems to be a lake. I see in the map. So yes, this is a lake. This is inland, and you can see at the far distance, over here more or less. Let's see if I got it right. Cypress Lake, and Cypress. That big no, it is further away, like here perhaps. No, still not there. Here, that tree, it has branches that go down. It can only happen at coastline, either lakes like these or the sea. So it would be nice if there would be an entrance to a cave nearby. So what I'm gonna do is to use knowledge of geometry to do a circle around the lake. So what I'm doing is, you see the compass at the top of the screen. I am gonna be keeping the center of the lake at the edge of the compass. In this particular case, I'm looking northwest. And so what this accomplishes is that if you keep something at a relative distance from you, so relative distance, no, a relative angle from you at all times, what you're doing is to trace a circle around that thing. And that's exactly what I am intending to do. I also ate mussels. As you can see, the mussels are turning all of the items basically in the game have a bar that tells you how depleted they are, right? And everything gets eventually destroyed. So the resources that you have are in a situation of use it or lose it. I'm carrying mussels from let's see, let's eat that so that I can finish harvesting these flags, because it's better for me to keep flags in my inventory than nearly stale mussels. And in particular food, if you eat it when the bar is red, it makes you sick. so don't do that. Okay. I don't see anything that looks like a potential entrance to a cave. We already have explored that, and we know that it is a Draugr field, so we don't have to go a second time there. No, the Draugr field is much closer. That's the Stone Jotun Arena. The Draugr field is behind these trees in here, much closer, immediately next to us. All right, my circle has been rather not successful, so let's finish it. Successful at finding the entrance. Okay. So as I've told you before, people try to find the place to build encampment before the end of spring, so that they can get fish from the lake that gives you lots of fish. But I don't think that that is important, because you can procure food plentiful. Look, large spire. There are lots of monsters, and so that's not something in a direction in which we can. And see that I am trying to run, right? I am using my stamina to run. Furthermore, when you run, try to not to run with a two-handed tool in your hands, because you would run slower. In this case, it's just a one-handed tool, so that doesn't slow you down as far as I can tell. And we are pretty much back to places that we have explored already, and I don't see any formation. I don't think I have missed any formation that could potentially host an entrance to a cave. That one that we have in front is the type of mountains that have entrance to caves. So I'm not saying that this has an entrance to a cave, but looks like one that could. So let's explore here. These mountains that are relatively tall and stuff. Yeah, this really looks like something that could have an entrance to a cave. And even if there is a Draugr field in it, it could still have the entrance to a cave. I've seen it happen, and now this guy wants to engage me. But it's not an archer, so it doesn't bother me too much. It doesn't worry me too much. And alas, this mountain, this hill or knoll. There you go. I was right after all. This is the entrance to the cave. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is how they look like. Now, this meadow close to the mine could potentially be a solid starting place. That's all we need, right? Well, take my word for it. That's all that we truly need. But let's explore, because I want to prevent the problem of us having an infestation of smokers or other undesirable things, like this thing that I'm marking in the map right now. Looks like a wolf pack den, and at least we should know about that. A wolf pack den, by the way, is not necessarily bad news, because late middle game and onward, you are strong enough that you can fight them, and if you kill the wolf first, then you have a source of pelts and advanced leather that is helpful. Alright, this is indeed a wolf pack den, but more than a wolf pack den, it is a one that is not active yet. So this can get active anytime, but as of right now it's not active, and I was telling you that it's not necessarily bad news, so I will consider that what we just got is rather optimal in terms of the resource of furs. And I have explored enough in that direction, so let's explore a little bit in this direction. And I don't have any food that I want to eat, so yeah, but my inventory is full. All right, so let's continue to explore and see if we get. I'm going to skip the first break. This will be a moment to have a break. I'm just put it put the screen up for a few seconds so that whoever wants to do something. But I see that there are a few people online, so yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Sure. What else do we do? And we cannot harvest anymore. All that we can do is to complete the exploration. So the game is procedurally generated. And not only that, but you don't know what type of map you're gonna get. You don't know what monsters close to where you start are going to be, and especially you don't know what are the skills and abilities or disabilities of the villagers they're gonna be summoning, right? So that provides from fantastic diversity of play experience. Yeah, you know, I see here smokers, so this wouldn't be a good place to build our encampment. But what I'm gonna do is to mark this as a place that I would like to come back and visit because it has plentiful of Jotun blood shards that I cannot exploit right now, but I can come back whenever I want. And it's not all that especially good, so I'm gonna mark by leveling only one by one. And see what I did. I created the hole with the purposes of leveling the terrain so that I leave a mark in the map to let me know that that place has something of interest. And see, we have also explored in all directions to the unexplored cave and determined that we're fine, that there are no major obstacles. And so we have a place to build our initial encampment, which is going to be this meadow over here. And we don't need a lake, so let's prune a little bit the visual pollution by removing the markers to places that are not relevant to us. Not even the large spire is relevant. This, the Draugr might. So we have a place to start. So let's start. This is a good meadow, not very flat and not very rich in natural collectors. I will tell you in a moment why the natural collectors are important, but not scarce in them either. So I see two here that seem interesting to me, so I'm going, oh, three actually. So I'm gonna take a level, maybe let's harvest that tree, not because we need the tree right this minute, but because I want to start leveling to start building. So we are transitioning now. It is a really good time to pretend that we're taking a break. So let's put that up for a few seconds. And now we're gonna switch what we're gonna be talking about. So we're entering the phase of building the initial things of the encampment. And in the way that I play, I take a lot of time to level things up, to terraform the play space, because I have seen that even if that delays the actual beginning of the game significantly, while you're doing all that leveling, you end up getting ahead quite quickly, because leveling first and building later is much faster than leveling with the buildings already in place. So this is what we're going to start. This is the one tree that I should have knocked down first, not the other one. That's okay. So we're gonna do that. You'll see what I mean, because primary activity is to be leveling. And we need to select a height to flatten everything else to that height, right? And my recommendation is that the height is higher than the average of, rather high in absolute terms for the place where you're building. Because you can always go down by jumping down, not necessarily go up, and that applies to the monsters as well. So you always have literally the high ground if you build upward instead of making bowls in your play space. I don't want to destroy any resources, and I don't have a space in my inventory, so I am forced to do a small leveling operation first, and then expand from there. Okay. I don't believe that it matters where you start the actual leveling by using the hoe, because this would be the reference cell, right? What does matter is that the reference is not the first corner that you put, it is the first cell in its entirety. So if you're not careful, you're gonna be averaging the height of a cell and creating ridges. And the problem with ridges is that they force you to build the buildings further apart than optimal. And the problem of the buildings further apart is that that's an inefficiency. So I believe that expert play ought to be, let's play it in a way in which your people do the most every day, as opposed to having obstacles for them being fully effective or most effective. Okay. Besides, it is quite pleasant and easy to organize when you do that. Now I have organized things so that again, I don't need a patch at the beginning, and because this is where I'm going to be starting building, I am comfortable to get rid of my inventory of all the things that I'm not going to be using right away. Let's keep 5 Jotun blood because we're going to use them, and we don't need that many number of inventory slots. But anyway, all right, what is the first thing that you do? You decide what's going to be residential, what's going to be production, and so on. Because the unexplored cave, the place where you have the the iron, is going to be in this direction. It's going to be a good idea that your production is in the northern part of your encampment, and therefore the residential ought to be to the south, right? And so we have here in the heading the south, so we can collect resources to expand to the south and begin the residential part of the encampment. A very, very top recommendation is that I have seen that it's very, very helpful to rely hard on the cardinal points. Right now I am looking straight south, and my leveling markers are aligned to the south and to the north. No, sorry, to the east for that matter. But so it doesn't matter what cardinal point is. The point is that it is aligned to a cardinal point. What does allow you to do that? Well, that every time that you want to answer a question about alignment when you're building, that you're guaranteed to have an absolute reference that is going to be in alignment to the things that you have built. And that's truly valuable, in my opinion. So in this case, I am going to align to the cardinal direction the leveling process itself, and now the building too. Because I have liberated space in my inventory, I can harvest. That's not the right word. I can collect the resources that I have generated by knocking down one tree. In particular, one of those resources was sticks and also resin, which is what I need for the tool of the simple torch. And the simple torch will let me say, let there be light, and there was light. So now I know what I am doing, and I see that there are no natural collectors that could be jeopardized by a leveling operation, and I can level to my heart's content. So we have a little bit of a limitation of how far south we can go, because when the wolf bar then becomes active, our current configuration will force us to kill the wolf bars, and we might not want to do that, but it is a good compromise, I believe. So I'm comfortable. I think that we got a good place. Relatively flat, relatively wet, without the smokers, the rat rabbits, not close to threats, close to the mine, and so the only thing that leaves to be desired is too close to an inactive wolf den, but we can deal with that problem. Okay, so more level. I'm very fastidious and insistent on that. Okay. Oh. By the way, over there, by this place, I think this is the spawn of smokers. That means that we can set hunters, and that place is gonna provide enough meat for all of our campment if we keep 2 hunters. Despite it looking really far, smokers provide so much meat that it's gonna be totally fine. So in terms of food, I don't anticipate any problem, even if we are not close to a lake or something like that. Alright, those have already been leveled. Let's use light until sunrise proper begins, and perhaps extend a little bit further since we can. So this is entirely in, so this part over here a little bit less. Alright, so what I'm doing is to overlap as little as possible, but making sure that I overlap the reference cell completely, right? What I know about expansions is that you can schedule up to 25 cells But of course that would force a geometry of 5 by 5 because 25 only has a divisor of 5, right? However, one less cell, the next best is 24, and 24 is a highly composite number that has lots of divisors, so you can do a lot of geometries with that 24 splitting, like for example 1 by 24, I think that's valid, 2 by 12, 3 by 8, 4 by 6, and that's choices that you might want to use. I remember that was completely level, so there's no need to level them again. So let's keep attentive to everything. We can carve this thing. This is not a true rock. All right, so let's collect things as much as we can. Collect as much as you can when you are outside of the encampment, and bring back what you can, because that's only going to accelerate your building. Avoiding people having to go on long trips to collect resources, especially things like the long stick, the stuff that you can carry only one at a time. Oh, I lost my bearings, unfortunately. Okay, here's a long stick. What I am thinking is how to place the campfire, because the campfire is next to what I believe ought to be the center of the settlement, which is the Eye of Odin. And the reason why the Eye of Odin ought to be the center, I will explain in a moment. Point is, so we need to bias towards the south, and what we have leveled already is probably a safe, reasonable extreme on the south end. Okay, so we're gonna again rely on the cardinal points and make as best we can the fire point straight in a cardinal direction, in this particular case south, towards where we're gonna be building the residences. To get rid things from my inventory, I just fueled that fire, but I have no intention to turn it on right now. I don't do anything with turning that fire on. And see, now we need resources to we have a simple fire. Now we are gonna make a campfire. The campfire is what truly unlocks you to be able to build the shelter and the rain collector, and the shelter is what unlocks the Eye of Odin. So again, I'm going to align these to the campfire and the north. So I'm gonna place it here, but I'm gonna also make sure that that arrow looks to the north. And if I cannot do it from here, then let's do it from here. And the back of that arrow, the tail of that arrow, ought to point to the south. And I think that this is good alignment and good, practically, in practice, good enough alignment to the south too. It is a good idea to pin, to use, as the game recommends, use the Q button to pin things. What does pin allow you to see? What are the resources needed to build things, right? But it has another consequence that not a lot of people know. The consequence is that the pinning is also a prioritization system. Yeah, so oh, I need a hammer to build, so let's build it. Now we can build. sure that we got good alignment. Let's see if we align things properly. If I look north, oh yes, we did. And we need ropes, right? Instead of making one rope or whatever, let's do a significant conversion of fibers to ropes. That's why I wanted to load on fibers, because they go quickly once you begin the game in earnest. And I'm dropping them on the ground so that whenever a builder needs ropes, they can pick it from the ground, because they will need a rope. So I may as well give them to them right away. Doesn't cost me anything. Let's load us some water. Maybe let's eat all of those berries right away, because we don't do much with them in the hand, in the inventory. We need 8 sticks. That's a little more demanding. Let's try to collect those 8 sticks. Collecting these things, the dwarf spruce, is better than using the trees, than felling new trees. The reason that it's better is, again, dwarf spruce spawn once you fall a tree. It's gone. You'll have to remake it later on, much later on, using foresters. So there's a difference there. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but indeed I got back to full health with the garlic that I ate. So now we know we have enough in terms of sticks to complete the second stage of the shelter. Let's pump those berries to the belly instead of keeping them in the inventory. Now we're full. Alright, so this is a good time for us to just pick the long stick, and now you see that all of the 3 requirements are green in our hand inventory, so we can come here and make a second stage. All right. Now we need 4 bark, but we don't have it so right now. Let's knock down another tree to get that bark. And because we want to expand, potentially expand all the way here, let's right away destroy that let's pick as many resources as we can to bring them back. Oh, amazing, this and this. And let's collect water here. Let's do what I do always of if I am collecting resources, then I'm bringing the ones that can only carry 1 back to town. That's the 8 bark that was needed. And we have a log, no other than the Eye of Odin. So I'm gonna take this resource out of the way. level in this direction. There's no resource that I need to protect. These trees can be knocked down. And what I'm gonna do is to just expand to build the Eye of Odin. I forgot to leave resources, so now I cannot bring back resources that I am generating. The reason why I organized this is that there is an order to the tools. Okay, we can level some more. So what we want is something that is like over here for the Eye of Odin, that is going to be perpendicular to the axis north south, and we want to make sure that includes that. So we start here, one cell. Here we had two cells that are completely inside, but and made a mistake because the cell that wanted to start promised this. So this is, I believe, as big as it gets. By the way, when you do terraforming, like I am, like you see me doing right now, the resources that, oh man, I think I inadvertently destroyed an onion without harvesting it. I was telling you that, let's say for example the following. That stick. Let's try again. I'm gonna drop a stick so that you see what I mean. So if we see that stick, that's more or less in the middle of a cell, correct? What happens if I terraform that cell? In this particular case, downward. That the stick is left hanging up in the air. It doesn't fall immediately. It might take a while for that stick to fall. But I can pick it anytime I want. Now, the same thing happens with things that you bury, but doing the opposite. When you are raising terrain, instead of carving terrain, the resources might be underground. But that doesn't mean that the resources are lost or inaccessible. They continue to be accessible for the villagers, potentially also to you, just that you don't see them. And most importantly, just like this stick is going to eventually fall, I don't know when or why or how, I have not figured out the mechanics of that. What you bury is going to surface automatically. So you don't have to worry about whether you are burying things. You can bury them with full confidence that they will come out again. It's not that I have seen this in any documentation about the game, but that I have seen it in my own playing, and I cannot recall of a single example of any resource that I have truly lost course, the annoying thing is that just like this stick continues to be levitating without anything to support it for a long time, you don't know when those resources will resurface. And to be honest, I don't even know whether the resources do resurface, all of them. There might be some condition situation that I have not identified in which they don't. So the annoying part is that you don't know when those resources will become available back to you. Okay, so I lost the bonus of strength. I would rather keep my bonus because I might need them for whatever reason, right? And now we have very flat. I'm gonna say that all those were already leveled. And to place the Eye of Odin, I have a very simple task because now I have the west direction. That makes it certain that this is properly aligned to the campfire, and therefore there is a 90-degree angle between this Eye of Odin and this shelter. So if I keep building shelters in this direction, that's gonna continue to be parallel to this direction. Alright, so what do we need here? We need 8 sticks that we probably already have them here, and 2 long sticks. So let's go and collect some sticks, and because we had to come back, then it doesn't matter if we don't collect all of them. There you go. So for the second trip we collect some sticks more, and the missing long stick, and up you go. And that first stage is gonna be complete in a jiffy. Then there will be 2 large stones. And by the way, I'm gonna tell you that we're gonna take a break for the right after we build the Eye of Odin, where we're gonna make our first selection with regards to who we call into our village. No longer feel hydrated. Let's hydrate by eating garlic. Eating berries. That's gonna have the double effect of feeling our hunger and hydration. Yes. What I was doing was to explore, to find Jotun blood shards that would give me not just the large stones that I'm looking for, but some secondary beneficial things that I am not explicitly searching for, like the Jotun blood itself. That's why instead of breaking the closest stone clump, for me, I am using this Jotun blood rock. I see that there's another one over there, but I don't remember if that is exploitable. And I think that the one in front is not. But there are many. So that in front is not exploitable, but this sideways a little is exploitable. So let's collect. And like I said, maybe a 2-minute break, a 1-minute break after we collect. Sorry, we build the Eye of Odin. Good time to stop. And I will tell you what we're gonna be doing after we come back from the break. let's put 5 Jotun blood marbles in it. Maybe save the game perhaps? Although the game is going to save automatically in a moment. And take a short break. I'll be back in about a minute. Oh, I actually got a call that I need to occupy myself with something else. So we're gonna stop the live stream now and continue some other time. I will let you know in a comment to this live stream here in YouTube, and perhaps make a mention of it in Reddit. Thank you very much for catching up, and hope to see you soon. Goodbye.